Yo, what's up YouTube? kpxnoisy here, Supreme Leader of the Iron Fist mains. And today, we got my first ever intermediate Iron Fist guide. I'm gonna be showing you guys how to...
I'm here for the meetings.
Dragon, what are you doing here? We don't meet today. Come back next week.
I thought it was today's Supreme Leader.
No, it is not. Do you see I'm recording a video? Leave.
Sorry, Supreme Leader.
And wait, you didn't forget your homework, did we, Dragon?
No, Supreme Leader. Ult in impossible situations to take impossible fights.
Good! Now I will see you next week, Little Dova. You may leave now. Apologies, before I was rudely interrupted. In this tutorial, I'm going to break down some movement tech, some map knowledge tech, and also target priority and role assignments on Iron Fist. Now, for any one of my expert premium disciple members that say, Supreme Leader, I already know all this information. I will be dropping an expert guide in the next following days. I'll put the link to the video in the description. That will be the secret tech and very expert level gameplay I only personally do, or only a very small selected few are doing. So make sure you go get that video and watch, but this video is going to be the Weenie Hut Jr. video, you know, just gonna cover a little bit of the basics. Now listen, before I get into this guide, if you really want to pick up Iron Fist, you got to ask yourself, is this character for you? You know, am I sorry, my club, I teach us how to become more like Iron Fist. I teach temperance, cunningness, equanimity, precision, courage. I ran out of adjectives, but I teach my disciples how to embody Iron Fist to his core. This is a character that requires you to have great awareness, great intuition, and decision making. He's not one of those characters like Daredevil over here who can just fucking head bang his keyboard and get immense value. No. Iron Fist is not like that at all. He is a basic character. His skill level is relatively low. He is basic inherently, but actually making value on this character is you having great intuitive skill, you knowing what to do, and you changing on the fly. He is the jack of all trades. He can be in the front line, he can be in the back line, and you have to change on a dime. You have to become a mirror and reflect everything. You have to see a certain comp and change your play style and change your mental towards that certain game. You're not going to be on Punisher always just AFK shooting in the background, or on Squirrel Girl throwing fucking acorns. You have to be an adaptive person on Iron Fist. So ask yourself, are you worthy of picking up the fucking headband like me? Got this shit straight from Shulao himself. And then also, if you're curious about diving deeper into what it means to become the immortal, join my Discord, you know what I'm saying? Join my cult club. Join my club. Link in the Discord below. So you guys can learn from the Supreme himself how to become more like Iron Fist. So firstly, let's go over his movement. Iron Fist has 3 different B-hops and movement techs he can do. The first one is just going to be the dragon kick in the air, and then the B-hop from that. So how Iron Fist kicks work is you can change the distance that your dragon kick goes, right? You can kick straight, you can click straight down at the ground, and then you can also click up in the air. And to do the B-hop, you want as much air as possible to secure the B-hop. And what you're essentially doing, because you're using the momentum from the distance that you're creating from you kicking in the air. And what it is you're doing is, or you're just jumping exactly when your feet touch the ground. And if you do it right, you'll do this. And this makes your rollouts on maps insanely fast. I'll put in some clips of if you can see how fast your rollout really becomes from you doing this. Next up one, this is probably the hardest ceiling when you're first playing Iron Fist. This is what probably took me the longest, especially after they updated it, because it used to be really easy to do, but now they make the timing a little bit more specific. So only people who actually put hours on the Iron Fist can consistently do this. I see even top rank Iron Fist players, they don't even do this that much because I guess of how difficult it is, and I guess it just takes too much learning. I swear, I'm the only person, and maybe Benser. I see Benser do it a lot. I don't really watch any other Iron Fist players, but from me chiming into other people's streams for like 5 to 10 minutes, I noticed that Benser does it a lot. I do it a lot. I don't really see any other people do it. It is really effective. Like you are so much faster, right? And the best way I can explain this, because you really just have to get the feel of this, the best way I can explain this is on your descent on Iron Fist, you get stuck in that little floating animation from your attack when you land, right? Do you see how I'm gliding for a second while I'm hitting the ground? That is like your gather step. And during that brief window of you floating is when you want to jump. So it looks something like this. You jump, gather step, jump, gather step, jump, gather step, right? And then the next input on the pattern is you jumping after that gather step. So it's jump, on the descent, gather step, and then jump again. But you want to do it right after the click. So it's click, jump, and this is it all together. You see how I'm doing the little B-hop? Now this is me doing it slower on purpose, just so you guys can see it. And this is what it looks like normally. And once you get it down, you can do it in any direction. This is phenomenal movement. Like you never want to be normal walking on Iron Fist, especially when you're mid fights. Or trying to get back to your team. That's gonna take time to learn though. That is something that you cultivate after hours of playing Iron Fist. But I feel like more people should be doing this. Now, the last one is a lot more brief, but when you're out of jumps, right? And then you have one jump and then you dragon kick. Do we see that? You can even B-hop on your normal, you can B-hop from your B-hop, right? It's crazy, right? So you can B-hop after you're out of jumps from the momentum of the jumps by just timing it properly from when you land. So boom, I have one jump now. One. I didn't do it there. So that shows you what it looks like when you don't do it properly. And this is what it looks like when you do it. So it's really subtle. Boom. Boom. Like that. So you see like the little oomph that you have on your jumps when you do that. Those are all of his 3 B-hops that you can do in the game. But also, it's important. Do you remember what I said about the floaty gather step? Well, you can actually do it on your dragon kick as well. So do you see here how when I'm landing, that's how you land normally. This is how you normally land, right? But if you kick at the end, or you M1 at the end, you kind of glide a little bit forward. Do you see that? So you're not just like dead stopping. You have a little bit more momentum after the dragon kick ends as well. This kind of helps you get in the corners a little bit faster, and it's more. It more so really makes you understand how his kicks work. So when you do learn the B-hop, you understand that little barrier or that little like invisible trampoline that you have during the window to use your jump. Because you can go from a dragon kick straight into your jumps as well. So that covers his B-hop movements. Definitely learn that. Get that ingrained in. Okay, now let's talk about his right click and his ult a little bit. So his right click, honest to God, 300 hours on Iron Fist. I didn't learn about this until like 2-3 weeks ago. Swear to God. But in his right click form, you get 30% damage reduction. See, this is why you actually fucking read the ability. You actually read the abilities. I'm too much of a nerd though. I'm not reading shit. I just get in the game and I box. But his right click actually gives you 30% damage reduction. So this is normal damage. It does 25. And as you see, with right click activated, it does, well, whatever 30% of 25 is. I'm not a mathematician. It does less damage, right? So, or when you press your ultimate ability, you'll see me do it a lot where I am using my right click preemptively before I'm even pressing my R, so I get the 30% while I'm in my ultimate form. Because your ultimate also resets your parry. So you literally get a free use of your parry. So I'll do right click, ult, and then as you see, my right click is right back up afterwards. So it's just maximizing the amount of damage reduction that you're getting. Also, another thing that is really important to do on Iron Fist as well is Iron Fist. I did not actually personally discover this. I saw, I think Nug did a video on this where if you just click once, your M1 once, you will do that knockback effect that actually stuns them for a little bit. And you can spam it right after each other. And this is a really, I do have a clip of it, so I'll probably show the clip probably right here. But you can literally CC stun lock them if you combine that with your dragon kick. This is really good to use on flying targets, on isolated supports that have self-sustained heal, to try to really just CC lock them to finish them off. Because it kills through 275 units. Like, just look at this. Like, it only takes one combo string for you to kill them. And then more importantly, you can also isolate targets, probably from the clip that you see. You can isolate targets and knock them outside of circle ults with it, because you can just spam it. So let me go Groot thing, because I actually like the ASMR from hitting Groot. You can just spam this. So if someone is in a Luna Snow ult, you can push them back constantly and then get a kill from it, from isolating them outside of the AoE. So those are two things to look for. Also, just abuse the movement on Iron Fist. This movement is insane. They nerfed the normal punches up in the air with your normal flurry attacks, but they kept it the same for the ults. So you can wait and bait and waste so much time by utilizing this movement. Now we're gonna go over some of your auto string combos and a little bit of like juggle movement techs that you can do on Iron. At the time that I'm recording this, there's actually a bug where you cannot see the fucking yellow circle. Iron Fist usually has an indicator so you know where your lock-on range is, but for some reason it's bugged. Just some good information for you guys to know though. Your lock-on range is longer when you jump. So we're at 10 meters right now. I can't normally lock on, right? But when you jump, you get the lock on, right? So I'd say it's actually more about like 9 meters. No lock on, jump, lock on. This is really important when you're chasing down targets, you knowing this fact. So this is just really important information when you're trying to get some isolated targets or targets that are running away, knowing that when you jump, you get the longer range. But you also get even longer range in your right click form, right? So after you press right click, your range is even longer, as you guys can see.
This fight was never you. Look who just showed up.
So especially in your right click form, you get the most range. Then there's just normal juggle patterns where you want to click and then jump away from them, right? This makes it a lot harder for them to hit you, but it does have its cons because you do waste a lot of your jumps doing it. So I mainly, you see me doing this if I'm in an isolated 1v1 and I just need the movement to make sure to make them miss more, right? Or if you're in the front line and you're just trying to auto the tanks to get your right click back up faster, right? And you just want to make sure that you're shifting from left to right to make it as hard as possible for them to hit you. And then there's also some small other micro techs you can do with as well. As you're auto attacking on them and then you're in the auto lock on range, you're just shifting back and forward as you're auto attacking them. Really amps up your movement a little bit. So look at this target who's like walking away, and I'm just utilizing that lock on feature. Do you see? That looks a lot better and harder to read, even then, than you just doing this. Because a lot of players, especially higher you go, they will utilize the fact that Iron Fist, when you lock on, you're going exactly to them. You're going straight to them. So especially Luna players, they will just generally aim towards the center because they're abusing the fact that you're going to lock on towards them. So this makes it just a little bit harder for them to anticipate where you're going to be when they see you just going back and forth like this.
Defeat was your destiny.
So firstly, I want to get into a little bit of some map knowledge points for where Iron Fist can actually be that I feel like people are not utilizing enough. The first one is on this Araco map, where the fuck it's called, where you can literally just hide in this little corner or in this little hole. And you are super safe. People have to willingly go out of their way and probably out of position to walk up, then get in line of sight because of the walls to actually target you. The only people who can realistically ever effectively hit you here is Angela. So this is a great spot because there's also no downtime from tempo. You can heal here and then get right back into the fight right afterwards. It is really important on Iron Fist to really study the maps that you're playing on, know where the health potions are, know where you can wall run, and know where you can set up on the map. Because you can do the same thing on this side as well. And this role is generally applicable for a lot of other maps as well. And it's a place where no one will look because not a lot of characters can wall run effectively. So they're not even gonna try to look for you here. You can literally just hide out in this corner right here. And nobody will ever notice you or see you. And if you ever get low, you can just come right back down, and look how down you can go. I don't even think they can see you from here. Like, it's insane. Next one, I don't see people using literally at all. This one on the Spider Island map. Right? Just in this corner right here.
Bless me, so
Really good spot. You can, this one, you can't go as deep from the one on Araka. Covers you from any fire. You have to literally walk up to the edge, which most people don't. You get free healing, and you can instantly go back to the fight. And then there's another HP potion right here. Before we get into actual VOD scenario, VOD examples of target priority on Iron Fist, I want to quickly show you this clip to really show you guys what full potential Iron Fist looks like and how you're supposed to be maneuvering him in these games. Now look, let me just play it all again first so you guys can see, and then I'll break it down. This clip perfectly shows you how you're supposed to be playing Iron Fist in your games. He is the jack of all trades. Iron Fist, your play style should change on Iron Fist based on the enemy comp, based on your comp. And you see how you can do both. I was in the back line, I played mid line, and then I also went to the front line, and I got the Strange. Watching it again, we bait out the cooldowns. We draw attention, which is also a very good thing. I did all the 4 qualities you want to do on Iron Fist. You want to play front line, pressure the front line, pressure the back line, play mid line, but also stall the opponent. Make them waste time, make them turn attention towards you. We see here, Hawkeye is looking at me, getting no information from the front line, but we also have a Phoenix who is on the other side, who is giving fire. As we see, Phoenix is right there, making Hawkeye turn around, which gives me the window to get this kill onto Luna. Midline here, boom. Then we go front line. We absorb pressure in the midline, then we go to front line to peel the Strange off my team. That gives you a perfect example of how you should be playing Iron Fist in your games, but also breaking down the 4 qualities and the 4 role assessments Iron Fist has. And then after that is cleanup. But still, I'm looking at my surroundings and I see, okay, Hawkeye is still alive. I'm gonna stack my autos from the Magneto and then jump to the front line. Now let's get into a little bit of a bar review, you know what I'm saying, film session, so you guys see how I'm playing Iron Fist into a given comp. So right here we see that we have a Spider-Man Iron Fist. I hate this. I hate this duo so much on my team. I will avoid everyone who's a Spider-Man player on my team because I genuinely hate it. Because they can play hella Neymar and then you just can't play the game. I don't really like seeing dive on my team unless it's a Daredevil. I've had the most success with Daredevil Iron Fist, but outside of that, especially bro, Spider-Man, I hate seeing that. So I already know we have 2 dive. I have to play frontline more to pressure the tanks because we have no one on our team that can actually do damage to the tank. And that's exactly what I do at first, especially on this first point. First to push them back a little bit. Because at the end of the day, it's all about making space. So you saw me on Strange, and the thing about you making space by hitting the tanks, even if you don't necessarily kill them, tanks get scared and nervous when their HP bar gets depleted so fast from like a tank shredder like Wolverine or Iron Fist, right? So even if you're not killing them, you have to be thinking about how much space that you're creating and how much they have to back up from what you're doing to them, right? And we see here, look how far he is up. I stack my autos, I knock him back a little bit to apply CC, and then I immediately go into my right click form to try to burst him down. And look how out of position he is from that kick. And it's really important too, as you guys see, as I'm trying to walk in front of the Strange to kind of body block him a little bit. Because I have the 30% damage reduction for my right click, and I know my healers are inside of me, right? Both my healers are inside of me, so I know that I'm safe right here. So we do that, make him back up, reset. Just making pressure, just making pressure. I use the walls A lot of people don't utilize the walls enough on Iron Fist. So use the walls, go up on the walls, see the field from a bird's eye POV, get information, reset. Now, this is kind of risky, but my main goal here is just to try to get them to notice me and look back at me. But then again, this is kind of isn't that good high value because I do have a Spider-Man, which this guy was trolling. This guy was trolling a little bit at first. Them turning around doesn't have that insane pressure or value because we don't have any ranged assault damage on them. But my main goal here was just to make space. The Ultron sees me, looking at me, and then boom. This is also a very good spot. I wanted to show you guys mainly just so I can show you guys the spot that I'm at. No one really utilizes how well Iron Fist can even play into these little drop points, right? You can just wall run to the side, wall run down, and then get free healing. And then look, Sue has to literally walk up to the edge out of position to try to do damage to me. Like, look how far she has to walk up out of position, right? So you are very safe in this mode. She tried knocking me down, did not work. But now she's out of position for it. Luckily, Hawkeye actually brilliantly walked up to peel her. But then also just look at my position right here now. This is what I mean by passive pressure. I'm holding this angle. Ultron knows that I'm here, right? And he's just looking at me. This is me putting passive pressure. He's telling us to, yo, Iron Fist is right there. Iron Fist is right there. I am not even doing anything. My hands are off the keyboard. But me just being there and passively, a wise man once said, you gotta breathe on a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Me just breathing on them, breathing on their napes, makes them have to respect me and back up. So I just hold this. So I just hold this angle. I hold this angle and I wait for a play to arise and for my team to walk up because we're pushing point. Because at the end of the day, the whole game is about you pushing the payload. Where the fuck it's called? I don't play Overwatch. I don't play Overwatch style games. The payload, I don't know what it is. And I'm also auto-attacking. This auto-attacking isn't random. This auto-attacking is cycling my autos, but is also giving an auditory key. So their team knows that I am still there. You know, it's kind of a mental warfare of me constantly attacking so they still register in their brains that there's a threat behind this wall that I have to acknowledge. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just auto-attacking. My team walked up far enough for me to get a backline play. So I go into the back line here. Just stalling. Just stalling. I can pop ults. Ultron pops ult. Now I target him. So boom, this is target Prio, right? If you're playing dive, you want to be hitting the same targets as your dive as well. So this is just good target priority from both of us. You don't get a kill, but you get the picture. If you have dive on your team, you want to be looking at the same exact targets with your dive. So Spider-Man should have been there with us and it would have been a kill. This guy was trolling. He swaps to Bucky a little bit later, which makes my dive value go up a lot. Like imagine Spider-Man was on time with and on sync with both of us. That's why tempo is also really important. You don't want to take bad trades and then you have me and Angela who are going in while Spider-Man was probably healing in the background. And then by the time Spider-Man is in, me and Angela are already out. So your tempo with your dive is really important. You really want to have a good tempo, awareness, and communication with your dive. You want to be working with your dive because that probably could have resulted in a kill if he was there. So if we look at the comp right now, we notice that on my team that we have an Iron Man now. Spider-Man with support, and then now we have an Iron Man. So I can have a little bit more pressure in the back line. Right? It's really good to just look at the comps and see exactly what you're capable of doing in this game. We see that they're running full melee comp into triple support. Now you could play frontline this game because they have really low damage. You counter Wolverine really well. Even if he takes you, you can right click afterwards and you're generally safe. Or you can just parry his grab outright, which relieves pressure from my only tank in the game, Strange. So you could be playing frontline this game because they have very low damage. They only have burst damage and tank shred. But I saw a good window for me to go into backline still to draw pressure. But look what I did. Just drawing their attention, made 2 people look back, 3 people look back momentarily. We see that Rocket has ult. So I'm kicking to the front and then now I'm assessing the tanks. Also, it's very important to understand that if you're getting amped through Mantis or Rockets, it actually stacks your ultimate charge faster. So especially when you're amped, you really want to be looking to target the tanks so you can charge your ultimate even faster. Also, I'll probably show you another clip later if I don't forget. Your autos are actually a small AoE. So if you can get 2 supports next to each other, literally just use like, I'll show it later. But you can just use like a circular movement with your mouse to like AoE both tanks simultaneously and get so much ult charge. That we see, made them walk up, and then we just clean up from there. So once again, I targeted the supports, I targeted the staggered DPS, and then I looked to the front line to finish off the tanks. So round 2, total comp swap. They changed their comp to a full anti-dive just for the Supreme Leader, by the way. So they have Hela, Bucky, and Neymar. I understand this and say, okay, I have to play frontline now. I can no longer play backline because of how much pressure they have in the back. Bro, they have Magneto, who can give a bubble, Jeff, who I will never kill, Sue, who has great peeling, Bucky, who has CC, Neymar, who has CC with a team up with Hela, and then also Hela that has CC as well. So it is impossible for you to dive this game. So you should be putting most of your pressure on the front line and focusing on get rid of the solo tank Magneto. That's exactly what I'm kind of doing here. Playing the walls, kicking out. I think my team unfortunately does drop here though. We're gonna have to go out. Bucky actually followed me for some whatever reason, knowing that you can't go back. So quickly, Bucky has an insane 1v1. You really can't naturally ever have beat him 1v1. So I just waited for my team to come in and assist me. I say the top 3 avoid 1v1 characters in the game is Bucky. I think Daredevil is still really, really hard to win. So Daredevil and Thor. Those 3 are probably the hardest to 1v1. That's how I use the wall, go to the front line, focus on the isolated tank. Like he died, walk up to the front, play it slow. Very nice. Reset. I found the isolated tank, we got the free kill, then we walk to the front line, look for any isolated DPSs. My Fire Force guy dealt with the Bucky above, so then we go to the back line and then we pressure the supports. That right there was just good movement. You get your parry back faster, because that's all I'm looking for here. Parrying the tank. Trying to get an old timer, but Neymar's gonna make that a little bit hard. See how I did no backline diving this game? I'm only looking at the tanks for the most part. I'm trying to basically be the spear, and I'm that's breaking through the shield. And the shields are the tanks. As soon as you break through the shield, you can actually, hit the body and the organs, which are the supports and the other DPS players. That's exactly what you have to do for the comps like this. Press barbecue motherfucking chicken. Why? Because the tank's dead, and I can just go into their backline. He got revived though, but at this point it's over. He's isolated for a quick second, but I know I can't get this kill because supports are coming back up. Use the walls as well. The Hela, if she wants to hit me here, she has to walk all the way around this wall. So you have to think about more when you're still in the backline, right? So imagine if no one else is here and like Hela's on some off angle. If I'm holding behind a wall, she's not going to waste the time to literally walk behind the wall to kill you, right? So make sure you're just utilizing the walls to the best of your ability. Boom, take that. I'm looking at the off angle DPSs. Getting them off my back line. Resetting. Targeting the Hela. Using the walls to reset my jumps. Turning behind so they don't see my parry. So it makes it a little bit more elusive whether I parry up. Even though they can't hear it. But just the fact that they don't visually see it, it might snag an extra auto or two. So that's also a little bit of tech. Turning behind to also see what your team is doing and what you're about to kick into, but also for them to see from their POV, they don't see, it's hard for them to see if you're parrying or not, right? A little bit harder to see. So I've already made a short on this specific game, but this is also a really good example of how Stall Fist plays. Now before the map, we're on the vampire map. This little area, this is a great little spot to start off the map. Most people will not even notice you and walk by. And I mean, you can see alone. You can get noticed here, but most of the time, people aren't really looking for you like that. So you can see the POV. You can like barely see me, but you do have to look for me. And then you can even go for the one further back. It doesn't even have to be this one. You can go to this one right there. And that one, in this little corner right here, they really don't see you. This one's being a little bit more safe. This one's a little bit more daring, but it gives you a lot of information on the map. And this is a perfect game of me playing Stall Fist, where I'm just trying to draw as much attention to me as physically possible so my team can make plays elsewhere. Boom, auto, use the walls, go back in. I accidentally misclipped my meditation there. And then this is just map knowledge, making sure that I'm using the HP potions around the map. And then look, we have a Phoenix who is following us, wasted 2 cooldowns following us while they're already on the front line, kicking back out. And then we've already reset. We're going back in. We auto stack, which I will be covering later on my expert tutorial. Go check it out. Use the walls again. See how I'm also utilizing the lock on effect. I'm locking on so I can kind of dash towards them and then get closer to the HP potions. Right? This is me utilizing that. Parry any staggering damage. Go back in a little bit just to squeeze out as much damage as possible, and then kick out. Now, I also want to show you that in a little bit more detail, because I did actually play a game with against Simi, and I want to show you guys what I mean about squeezing out damage. And see how I'm just using the walls to try to make them miss as much as possible before I'm dragging kicking out. And that, once again, is just all about making them waste as much time as possible before you drag and kick out back to your team. Ultimately, I have one more clip to show of me doing this. So boom, using the walls, make them miss like 5 times. I actually used my right click a little bit too early, but we still got into the circle. So that should be your main goal. So even when you're exiting plays, you want to squeeze out as much damage as physically possible before you drag and kick out, because you want to maximize how much time that they are spending looking at you. So we see again, boom. That's also an important thing to do. On Iron Fist, you want to make sure that you use the walls, because like the ground, the walls will also reset your jump timers. So I'm using the wall to get a little bit more of a perch so I can see over, to get more information before I dive, but also to obviously use my meditation. Get 400 shielding, then go in before jumps. And then we actually get a pick from it. We're gonna watch that again and then look at Magneto's POV. So Phoenix hears us. Phoenix hears us from our chime and is already turning at us. Look how many seconds she's spending looking at me. My Magneto actually misses a lot of his shots, but we end up still getting the kill from her turned attention towards me. Then after that, it's just cleanup. I also notice right here, I'll play the whole thing back. So I go in, Phoenix is looking at me. You get the isolated pick. I target her because I notice that she's low. Can't get any more. Boom, self-restraint. We're not overextending our lead. We're getting where we're getting, and then we're getting out. I also noticed that Emma Frost just pressed her diamond form. So I cannot go back in because I have no cooldowns. So what else are we doing? We're assessing the field, looking to see who's isolated. So we see Tank, who's alone, who I probably could have kicked to the Tank. But also notice Star-Lord, who is low up here. So I kick towards the Star-Lord, get the HP potion, and pressure him off a high ground and trying to look for a kill. We unfortunately don't get the kill. But Deadpool died because there was 4 people back there, so it was still hindsight. It was probably better for me to go for the Star-Lord anyway. We get them off our team, back up, and then we reset. Do the same exact thing. We get our shield back. We get some shield with meditation. Hit weave, hit weave. If you guys know, like, I kind of think of this as like the peekaboo style from like Mike Tyson. If any boxers in the chat, you know how Mike Tyson be doing this and this and this, and then how he ducks, hits, goes back into hiding, hits, goes back into hiding. That's exactly what we're doing on Iron Fist here. Just an HP potion. Do the attack juggle that I was talking about earlier, demonstrating. Then also using walls again. Look, so she would have to waste time flying all the way up to hit me. So she just ignores me. But I'm already back in the back line, and she's still looking at me, by the way. She ignores me here. I actually do die here. Let's actually look at this for a second, because I'll show you guys how I could have played this better. So I was scared when she did have it up, her right click. I was scared that she was going to right click me over the wall. So I tried to just drag and kick out there as fast as possible. So I tried using the walls. I try autoing her, then using the walls and going up and trying to drag and kick out. I probably could have played the walls a little bit better within this pocket, making her walk up or use abilities. But I was just scared of the stun because it does stun you, and she did actually have it up. I think I could have played this a little bit better. Tried getting out, couldn't, unfortunate, oh well. This is what I was talking about earlier. So boom, right click before we ult. We get the 30% damage reduction. I'm in ult already. The Prio reset. I'm damaging the team. We hear Emma is in her diamond form. Emma players, look at her. She is only looking at me, by the way. She heard my my ult diamond form, immediately looking at me. Look how much pressure that I draw from her noticing me and running towards me. My entire team can just walk up because of it. And what do? I know this, I understand this, I know she's looking back for me, so I maximize Iron Fist's movement, and I just go up into the air. And I just look, and I just hover. Right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 targets who are standing up in the air, looking at me, while my whole entire team gets to walk up for free, and then damage the 2 isolated supports while these people are dealing with me. Look at this. These guys are literally isolated and picked. And the entire time, while those 2 people are picked, I'm getting my HP back. These guys are getting low now. I'm going back in. I'm hitting the tanks because tanks are highest prio right now. We get the kills. The supports on the other team are so isolated from this, by the way. Look at where they're standing. That they die in the crossfire, and then the whole team is wiped just like that. That is how you should be playing Iron Fist. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit something. Please let me know, because this is my first tutorial. I didn't really look too far for any references. I peeped a little bit of Raichu's tutorial before I made the video, but I know I probably missed some information, so please let me know in the comments below what you guys would like to see. I do plan on doing a full updated tier list for matchups and a matchup guide. So outside of matchups, any information that you guys want to know more about, please let me know. I do have an expert guide for secret tech, movement tech that I only see myself personally do, and things that I've been gatekeeping from the community before I drop this tutorial. So be on the lookout for that. That should be dropping in the next couple of days. Actual expert things. This video was a little bit of a regurgitation of old information, but you know, for maybe new Iron Fist players, I still thought it would be a good idea to give my impression and my thoughts on some Iron Fist tech and combos. That is a little bit intermediate, but still very good information. But that expert guide will be very rare information, never seen before information that only I be doing. So be on the lookout for that. Supreme Leader out.